the US Monastir team complete the comeback, and right now they're punching their ticket to the playoffs in Kigali, Rwanda. They won this game against the River Hoopers 73-62. Let's just talk about this. I mean, the US Monastir team, a couple of videos ago I was just talking about how poorly they were playing, but in the second half of the games that they played, the last 3 games, they went on a 3-game winning streak, despite starting off in a losing streak of 0-3, and they were down 0-3, and the future just looked bleak for them. But the guy that I was really, really monitoring was Marcus Christopher Crawford. He was that X factor, and he was the reason as to why they were able to get this result. Had he not shown up in the past 3 games, they would not have been able to go ahead and win it. And I was very excited and I was very ecstatic when I saw that. And also Ater Majok's performance was good, especially when it came to the rebounds. We saw the Ater Majok from old just come back, and that is something that was needed, and that's something that needed to happen so that the US Monastir team could punch their ticket. So after the River Hoopers finished off their previous game against the APR and they qualified, there was not much urgency in them winning the game, and so they didn't even try to put up a fight like that, because I saw some plays in the third quarter where they were very abysmal and they were held to only 9 points, and the game's importance and the game's win had to go to the US Monastir team, because had they not won this game, they would have fallen in the standings and they will not have a very good point differential. And also the point differential is very important so that the US Monastir team could be able to qualify and participate in the playoffs. Because them having 73 points, it really helped them in the grand scheme of things, especially with APR being at the corner and also AS Downers looking for that third spot. Because after this game, I was actually shocked to see USM qualify, because I felt like the game would have even been decided by in the last game against in the US Downers versus APR. But the good performance from Ater Majok and Marcus Crawford was the difference, especially shooting wise. These guys were just sensational, because Marcus Crawford finished the game with 21 points, and he also had in 9 assists. He would have finished with a double-double because he was 1 assist shy from 10 assists, and he was actually quite good. Then Ater Majok, we saw him, he had a strong double-double of 18 points and 16 boards. So we saw his brilliance. This is the Ater Majok that won the Defensive Player of the Year and his comeback. I don't know what he was doing in the previous 4 games or 5 games, but at least he was able to come back and do something. Then Devin Eke, he was held to only 13 points. Kevin Amayo, 10 points. Peter Olisemeka, he had 10 rebounds. Kevin Amayo only had 7 assists. So this game, it was USM's game to win. And they did absolutely that. And I was very excited to see them just go ahead and win and punch their ticket to the playoffs, because last year they had a tied record. Everyone had a tied record in the games that they played. All the teams last year had a similar record. USM got bumped out because of a bad point differential, and I'm so happy to see them go back. I know they won the BAL championship in BAL season 2, but it's a sigh of relief to see we have a couple of North African teams. We have FUS Rabat from Morocco, we have Al-Ahly, we've got Al-Ahly from Egypt, we've got Al-Ahly Benghazi from Libya, and now we have USM from Tunisia. So the high quality and high octane basketball is right there in the playoffs, and I'm so excited to see that. Shooting wise, the USM shot very well, 42% from the field, 55% from 2-point field goals, but they really struggled from downtown. But also, if you look at the other side, the River Hoopers also really, really struggled. But this team, I can say no team was committing fouls all that much, because these teams did not even go to the line that much. When you can see the level of intensity reduced, because there was not much urgency in the River Hoopers, because they finished off with their 4-2 record, and they already locked up their spot, so they didn't have to go ahead and win this game to prove a point. So they gave USM the game, but I was excited to see USM just go out there, even despite the poor performance from the star players Devin Eke, Peter Olisemeka, from the River Hoopers, and also Will Perry, they were still able to go out there and have a monster performance, and they actually did that. I was excited to see that, and you're going to see USM play in the playoffs. Last year they missed it because of a point differential. Despite finishing up with a 3-2 record, they still couldn't make it. But this year is going to be different because you're going to see them there. And the USM team did not relent. I mean, they led in second chance points, they led in assists, they led in total rebounds. They are completely out-rebounded the River Hoopers, considering the fact that Artem Majok, he came back from where he was hiding. I don't know where this guy was hiding, but he was able to come back and do some serious damage on the River Hoopers. And looking at even the overall table, before the APR versus AS Downers game, the US Monastir team were at the number 2 seed, coming all down from the number 4 seed. They were at the number 2 seed. But it all changed after the APR versus AS Downers game, as AS Downers also notched the last ticket. The last ticket was up for grabs. The imaginary contenders there were Bangui Sporting Club, who are from the Nile Conference, and they're just waiting to see what was going to happen. And the resulting result for the last spot will have been determined in that AS Downers versus APR game. But I was so happy to see the US Monastir team qualify, and also AS Downers, the home team, because you've also seen the home team in the Cape Town Tigers slipping after the Nile Conference came to a close. You could see them, they qualified for the playoffs. And it was a good performance in front of 2,604 people in attendance. This was a very good turnout. You have seen even the game that went to double overtime with the River Hoopers versus APR. It was a high octane game, but it still did not bring as many people as that, because there are about 750 people on attendance in that game. But you can see this game, even with the high implications and how it will have affected the USM team, they still went ahead and showed up, especially in the last day. And I was very excited to see that. So the USM team are just right now on cloud 9. I know it was a very rough start for them, and the rough start did not dictate how they were going to finish, because they came in and avenged all the losses that they suffered with. They struggled, especially at the starting the tournament, getting beaten overtime by APR. But the good thing, they were able to avenge that loss, and nobody could have even predicted this comeback. Even when I saw this, and I was so excited when I was so excited when I saw it unfold. And also the viewers are in for it in these playoffs, because these teams are not going to mess around, and are going to give it their best, and they're going to give it their all. So congratulations to the US Monastir team for notching the second one, and then the second team to qualify in this Sahara Conference. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about the AS Downers versus APR game, which I really liked. I really liked watching, and it's a game that was quite intense and had high implications, because had both teams performed poorly, you could have seen an imaginary team in Bangui continue. But Bangui did not make it. AS Downers were able to notch that ticket as well. So I'll be talking about that in the next video. So I've not been able to upload consistently like that because of the power outage and the internet connectivity being very poor because of a cut cable. But I will continue I'll just continue pushing content on here so that you can be able to get updates on what is really going on. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think about this thing, what you think about the BAL, and talk to you next one. Peace out.